This is Citizenkong, and I want to welcome you to a very special color edition of Citizenkong. And I want to wish everyone a rockin' 4th of July. That's why I have my rockin' hair down. And look, I even got a red, white, and blue t-shirt on. Yeah. Okay. As usual, I want to welcome my new subscribers. Samuel de Francia, 1 if by land, 2 if by sea for kids. Now this is wild. It took me a while to figure it out, but it's all like number 1 IFBYLAND, the number 2 IFBYC, number 4 kids. So anyway, I'm kind of slow sometimes. This guy's got a great screen name. You gotta be effing kidding me, or effing kidding me. And C and Narther. It's the word see and Narther. So see and, it almost seems like see and farther, but hey. And he left me a great comment here. We had a back and forth on his web page, and I urge you to check it out. It's SEANARTHER, see Narther. And he had a great video of Al Gore. And he said, "Thanks, Citizenkong, for the reasonable and civil response." Well, I wasn't always so civil, but it did have a good back and forth. "I am curious about your opinions concerning Iran and the recent terrorist acts in the UK. So I'm going to subscribe to your videos and try, I promise, not to drive you completely insane. It's too late. Besides, someone needs to keep an eye on you, an eye on your commie pinko ass. Just kidding. Cheers." Okay, and I really welcome my conservative subscribers because I don't always want to be preaching to the choir, but I do need some people that agree with me now and then, or else I feel I'm all alone out there. As far as Iran is not good for the U.S., okay? And this is just off the top of my head. Sure, there is definite evidence they've been supplying arms to the freedom fighters or insurgents, or the people resisting the U.S. occupation in Iraq, okay? And look, I feel for the troops. I mean, they're there following their orders, but it's been, I don't believe so much conspiracies, but we're not there to spread democracy, okay? Right now, we gave them democracy, and they put the Shiites got voted into power, okay? And Iran is Shiite. And so, naturally, Iran wants to see the Shiites win. There's a civil war going on, okay? And we're trying to play both sides. And it's ridiculous. We're in over our heads. We should have stuck with Afghanistan. And now, because we're spread all over the place and wasted so much money in Iraq, we can't deal with Iran. And I don't know what we're going to do, but I am fearful that Cheney will try to get his way, and we're going to start going to war or drop bombs on them. And I think there's a much smarter way to deal with that, and I'd have to give it further thought to work out the details. But based on prior experience, anything that Cheney and the rest of his crew come up with, we should do the opposite. And the UK bombings, okay. You know, Rule Britannia. I mean, a little small country that has dealt with a lot, and they're dealing with this. They have a large Muslim community, and overall their Muslim community is not as happy as ours, okay? That's why I'll urge all Americans to be nice to your Muslim friends, okay? They're not all bad people. And the ones that become unhappy, they're the ones that become sympathetic to terrorism. And I mean, that's what we're doing in Iraq. We're only breeding more terrorists. So this goes to show what has happened in the United Kingdom. And it's pure dumb luck that they found these guys, okay? That they happened upon this car that was suspicious, and they disarmed the bomb in time. The other bomb in Scotland didn't go off properly and didn't cause as much damage as they had hoped. And these guys don't follow the typical profile. They're not poor, backward people. They're educated people. They're doctors, or tied in with medicine. So it's a heavy subject. But I just want to say, you cannot fight terrorism by invading another country and dropping bombs on their heads. What the British have been doing, Scotland Yard, is the best way to deal with terrorism. And that is good, solid police work and spying and good intelligence and not following some like crazy ideology. Keep your head, okay? I have this model of a brain, okay? And I tend to use this to make demonstrations of what, maybe even further illustrate, because I know you all tune into me for science and medicine. I'm also quite the expert, just like Michael Savage says, I know everything. Okay, I'm just kidding. I know almost nothing, all right? But I have this, whoops, I have this cool model of this brain. Okay, so this bottom part, this is what some people called our lizard brain. Okay, this is the part that after 9/11 that made people say, drop a friggin' bomb on their heads. Let's just turn the whole desert into glass. Let's just kill them all. That's the part we don't want to listen to. We want to listen to this higher frontal part, the part that says, that does a little hand wringing, you know, the liberal side, and says, you know, why did they do this? Why do they hate us? What can we do to change their minds? You know, it's got to be somewhere between the lizard brain and the front brain, okay? You know, sure, like only when provoked. I like his screen name because that says a lot, you know? We should try to be good to each other. But if somebody like kicks you really hard, I know it's hard to turn the other cheek, you know? Okay, so moving along. It's the 4th of July and I'd like to welcome back the bald eagle, okay? But you watch out for these really extreme right-wingers. They want to bring back DDT and they say it's to like prevent people from dying of malaria overseas. When was the last time you heard of like a really staunch conservative being concerned about people dying overseas, okay? That's not what they want. They want like Monsanto and DuPont to get rich again, okay? And we bring back DDT. That's why the bald eagle came back, is because we banned it. Don't forget it. All right, Bush commutes Libby's sentence, okay? Now look, we've been trying to get across to Bush to tell the American people to commute, but not this kind of commute. You know, we knew he was going to pardon him. You know that he was going to get off, but it's the way Bush did it. It's so insidious. Without actually pardoning him, he's done this half-assed measure where Bush won't have to, Libby won't have to serve time. Bush is the one who should really serve time. And, which goes to, you know, one more, next topic, Cheney out of control, okay? And Cheney's behind this, you know he is. He's the mastermind. This is the great cover on the week. Here's a picture of Cheney destroying Washington. See, look, he has a Washington monument in one hand, and he's stomping on the Capitol building. And this guy here running away kind of looks like Barack Obama. So, says it all. This is the guy who's really in charge, okay? And he's out of control. I happened to hear a podcast of Hardball and Al Sharpton, who was sitting in for Chris Matthews, and this was a hoot. Al Sharpton was interviewing Duncan Hunter. Okay, talk about opposites, black and white. Duncan Hunter, unless you're aware, he's one of the like C-level people running for president on the side of the Republicans. And one of the things he's proud of is that he built the border fence. And he'll say, he built it. Well, look, Duncan, you know, workers built that fence, okay? You found the money to do it, but you yourself did not build it. Al Sharpton asked him about Ann Coulter because Ann Coulter said that Duncan Hunter's like his favorite. And Al Sharpton called him on some sort of the mean things that Ann Coulter has been saying. And Duncan Hunter is like, oh man, whatever Ann says, that's great because she's for me. You know, she's got to be a smart woman. Listen, Duncan, what my Annie needs is a good spanking, okay? A really good, raw, ass-cheek, reddening spanking. And I'm the man to do it. And she'll just so love it. I'll turn her into such a good little girl. All right, this is Citizenkong. I've gone on long enough. Happy 4th of July. Cheers. Oops, I forgot one more thing because this didn't show up on my page. My most recent subscriber, Bobo McGraw. And this guy's from Ireland and he's very, very bright. And I loved his video on patriotism.